State your next witness. State calls Detective José Flores.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
José José Flores,
How are you employed?
as a detective for the city of Milwaukee,
How long have you been with the department?
since December of 2015.
How long have you been a detective?
A little over 4 years.
Prior to that, what was your rank?
Police officer,
Where are you currently assigned?
the homicide division,
And how long have you been assigned to the homicide division?
since September of 2021.
So you were working in that capacity on April 6th, 2024?
Yes,
Did you participate in the search of a playground located at 31st and Galena in the city of Milwaukee?
yes.
Can you describe what your role was that day?
I worked the late shift, so 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. We were instructed to meet our early shift, who had discovered some human remains. We were instructed by Sergeant Nathan Butts, B-U-T-Z, to conduct a search of the immediate area east of the playground and south of Galena, or
Was
31st.
Was Detective Casey Donahue one of the detectives that you joined out there?
Yes,
And were you working with a partner that night into morning?
several detectives and officers.
When you got there, was it dark out?
It was.
Can you describe what your search entailed?
We were instructed to conduct a grid search through the wooded area east of the playground, along the train tracks southwest about a half mile, and it's approximately 2.3 acres of terrain.
What's a grid search?
Just section by section, trying our best to locate evidence.
So does that entail multiple detectives or police officers working together?
Yes.
Is that a more thorough type of search?
Yes.
Okay, can you actually give us a little bit of detail on what you do?
As a detective, or to locate evidence, what we do, honestly, I work at night, so we bring out big flashlights, handheld flashlights, and honestly, we just get online together and look down, look up, and foot by foot try to search the best we can for any potential evidence related to the incident.
And what was your knowledge of what had been found as you came on shift and came to that playground to conduct your search?
We were briefed that there was some human remains located.
Are you familiar with that park?
Yes.
Can you describe how you get down to the railroad tracks?
The terrain was a little difficult to traverse. There's a large hill. It was quite muddy and it was pretty steep. And we went down that hill to go to the train tracks through a wooded area.
Is that the first area that you searched, the railroad track area?
Yes.
Showing you exhibits 147 through 154. If you can briefly look at those and let me know if you recognize what those depict.
It's going to be the area east of the playground, the railroad tracks, and the wooded area.
And those are areas you searched?
Yes.
Before we get to these photos, I just want to draw your attention to Exhibit 191, which is up here. Are you able to see that from where you're sitting? Or?
I am.
Okay. And actually, I will have you step down if you can to just identify where you started and where you ended in terms of your search.
We were briefed in the park area, and then we proceeded down through this wooded area, down that hill, and then onto the train tracks. And then our search consisted southwest all the way down to, I believe, the 35th Street Bridge.
Okay, thank you. You can have a seat. Showing you Exhibit 147. What is that?
That's the area just east of the playground.
Okay, so kind of at the beginning of
Yes.
that trail that descends down.
Correct.
Exhibit 148.
That's the trail that descends down onto the tracks.
You can see the train tracks in that picture.
Yes.
Exhibit 149.
Just on the train tracks, the dense grassy area.
What street is this up here?
That should be Galena. Or 31st, sorry.
Okay. Exhibit number 50.
It's just another view of the way down to the tracks.
Looking back up at the playground.
Correct. An additional view.
This bridge depicted in 151 and 149, could that be the Walnut Bridge?
Yes.
Okay, you
Apologies.
previously said it was the 31st and Walnut intersect though, correct?
Yes.
Exhibit 152, what is that?
That is just another view of coming down to the train tracks.
Exhibit 153,
A different view, same area,
Exhibit 154,
the same area.
and you can see that there's a lot of debris or trash that's been disposed of. Did you look through all of those areas?
To the best of our ability. I remember that night, it was approximately 32 degrees. It was wet. A lot of the terrain was wet, icy, and as we work at night, it was a little difficult to navigate through all that terrain.
Okay, talk about your search of the train tracks, please.
After we proceeded down to the train tracks, we essentially, all the officers and detectives I was with, we got online together and we used our flashlights and we just walked slowly, as slow as we can, trying to identify any potential evidence related to this incident. We walked all the way southwest to the 35th Street Bridge and then turned around and proceeded back the way we came.
What, if anything, did you locate?
We eventually located skeletal remains.
Where?
On the train tracks near where we first started.
Showing you exhibits 155 through 160, can you identify what those are if you know?
It's the skeletal remains that we located along with the crime scene evidence marker.
Permission, I'm moving actually exhibits 147 through 154 in, and then I move exhibits 155 through 160 in with permission to publish these.
Any objection?
No.
147 to 160 they are admitted and you may publish.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
That is the skeletal remains along with the crime scene evidence marker.
156.
Just a closer view of the skeletal remains.
Does this appear to be both bone and flesh?
Yes.
What is this?
That's just depicting the train tracks in which the evidence was located, along with the marker. And then the same view without the evidence marker.
That's 158.
Correct.
159.
And that's just going to be the picture showing the general area in which it was located.
Okay, which direction are the train tracks from there?
They would be west.
And 160.
That would be the entrance down to the train tracks again.
How far from that path, that entrance, was the bone found?
Not very far. The pictures try to show a reflection of the scene, but it was not very far.
Approximately how large was the bone?
I don't recall the approximate, but it was large enough for us to take note.
What did you do with that?
After discovering the skeletal remains, we contacted the medical examiner's office. A forensic investigator from the medical examiner's office responded, Lindsay Doome, D-O-O-M-E. And at that point, they began to conduct their investigation. Forensic investigator Doome determined that it was bone, and then they then document it, recover it for it to be assessed by an expert from the medical examiner's office.
They determined it to be a human bone, correct?
Correct.
Approximately what time was that located?
I believe 5:42 a.m.
And did that bone get assigned the same medical case exam number that the other items that were recovered in this playground got? Or did it get a different number?
I believe at the time it got a different number.
Okay, was that number 242403?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Cross?
Thank you. Good morning, Detective.
Good morning.
So you would testify that you're a homicide detective?
Yes.
And how long have you been a homicide detective?
Since September of 2021.
And one of your roles in this investigation was to search this Galena Street playground area, correct?
Yes.
And you had said that you arrived around, you said your shift was from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m.?
Correct.
And so I assume you arrived at like midnight?
Approximately.
And by the time you arrived, there were already detectives on scene, correct?
Yes.
How many, do you remember?
I don't recall the members of the early shift though.
Okay. And this is 12 a.m. on what day? April 5th?
It would be the next morning after they initially responded.
Okay, so yeah, they responded April 4th, late at night, and then, so this is April 5th.
Correct.
And you were you joined by Detective Donahue, or was he already there?
He would have already been there.
So detectives had already been around, and they briefed you and said, we'd found some human remains in this area, and so one of your roles was to kind of search this entire area.
Yes.
And you had explained that you did a grid search.
To the best of our ability, yes, sir.
And I'm trying to like kind of picture this. It's like a bunch of detectives or law enforcement in a giant line walking in unison, correct?
Yes.
And you have, and because and you start this search, it's probably still dark out, right?
It was.
And so you're using flashlights to, flash on the ground and flash, up into trees maybe.
Correct.
Because, I mean, you can't see things with the naked eye, so you got to use a flashlight.
It's definitely harder, sir.
And all of these detectives are on foot, right?
Yes, sir.
And because you'd been briefed before you got there, so you knew what you were looking for, probably human remains or bones, right?
Any potential evidence?
And so you're aware that, were you aware that they had found like very small pieces of human remains before you arrived?
Yes.
So you knew you had to be looking for maybe small pieces of human remains, maybe larger. The sizes could vary.
Any potential evidence, sir?
And this search went on for hours, right?
Yes, sir.
Because we see these photos and it looks like the sun is, I don't know if it's up or not, but you can see that it's light out.
Yes.
So probably, can you approximate how many hours you spent searching?
We were briefed somewhere around midnight, and I believe this was 5:40 in the morning, so hours, several hours, 6 hours.
And we saw pictures of, it looks like there's a trail that goes from this park, this playground park, the wooded area, to the train tracks, correct?
Yes.
And we saw, it doesn't look like it's an established path from like the park system. It looks like it might just be human-made of people walking up and down.
It was a path, yeah. I don't know if it was established or not, but it
Yeah,
was a
I
path.
understand you're probably not part of the Park Service that makes
Correct.
these. Okay. And you testified that the terrain that you were searching through was, I think you said, difficult to navigate, right?
Yes.
And is that just because it's like this wooded area is just full of logs and leaves and trash?
Well, the train track, again, we were all online, so the train tracks was less hard to navigate. As you get closer to the wall, yes, it would have been a little harder due to the field was wet and it was cold.
And it's probably even more difficult because you're not really familiar with this park. It's not like you on a Tuesday afternoon, you're going walking in this park.
Can you repeat that question, sir?
Well, I can rephrase that actually. The area you're searching is difficult to navigate because you're not really familiar with that area. You don't commonly walk in that area.
I would more sort of say the weather conditions, the field, and like I said, the train tracks weren't necessarily. And then again, we're doing this at nighttime, so that also was difficult for us.
So the most difficult part to navigate is when you're in the wooded area, right?
Yes.
Because you see the train tracks, it's a wide open space. It's very easy to walk that.
Yes.
And during this, and you testified this was a very, as thorough search as you could, right?
Correct.
And during your search, you located the bone, kind of almost rusting on the train track?
It was on the train tracks.
Did you locate any other human remains at that time?
Not at that time, sir.
Did you locate any other piece of evidence of value that you ended up sending to the crime lab?
No, sir, not at that time.
You don't recall ever, locating a blanket during that search on April 5th, correct?
We did not, no.
And you didn't find a weapon of any sorts, correct?
No.
I have nothing further.
State?
You testified when we started talking on direct, you testified that your shift started on April 6th at midnight. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when defense counsel said April 5th, and you answered a question about finding the bone on April 5th, can you just clarify what date you found it on?
Apologies. Like I said, we start at midnight. So whatever the shift prior, whenever they started, we come in the following morning. So apologies if I misspoke.
So which date was it?
It would have been the 6th.
Okay, so on April 5th is when detectives initially found pieces of flesh and the foot, and you then were called in to assist.
Yes.
I have nothing further.
Defense?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.